Hey everybody, this is Matt, and you're watching the FafAngryProphet channel, and I've gone back to Tyranny today. Only difference is I'm doing this post-commentary, so I've recorded the footage of about a week ago at this point, and I'm just now getting to recording the commentary. And anyway, if you remember where we left off the last episode, I'm trying to get the Scarlet Chorus and the Disfavored to work together, or else we're all going to die in about a week, thanks to Kairos' edict. Like I said, if you haven't played this game before, you play a character known as the Fatebinder of Toulon. It's Toulon, yeah. And you're basically a minion of the bad guy of a fantasy setting, which is a really cool concept. This game, from what I've seen so far, and as you're going to see in the next couple episodes, does evil characters right. In a lot of games, and one of the ones that sticks out is Knights of the Old Republic, but it's in a lot of others. You get a character that's, you could call, like, if you want to be an evil character, you're pretty much forced to go with what you would call chaotic stupid, or stupid evil. I believe that phrase was coined by a blogger about Knights of the Old Republic, interestingly enough, where it's like, if you want to be the bad guy, it's like it's just kill everything, and that's it. It's like, alright, there's somebody here, he's like, it's like, you know, good response, evil response is, I'm gonna kill you, and then you kill them, and you take their stuff, and that's it. You're a homicidal maniac, and that's it. You know, that worked for Trevor in Grand Theft Auto 5. That's one of the few examples of an evil player character that I can think of offhand, because I've played GTA 5 recently. There's probably been a few others, but I can't think of very many. And it's really annoying, and it's also annoying. Coming with this game is, for lack of a better word, descended from tabletop RPGs, and one of the things that really annoys me about tabletop RPGs is I've quit playing them now entirely, and this is probably one of the reasons. Oh, Toulon is the name. I can't call them Toulon. God, play this game. I don't get to play games often through the week, and I've got a lot of games to play, so I'm kind of going back and forth between different ones, and things are getting jumbled up. But anyway, my last few years of playing tabletop RPGs, I would not allow evil player characters, and admittedly, Faf is one of the reasons for that. Because usually what happens if you're playing D&D or whatever, and you get a character that wants to be a bad guy, usually what that wants to mean is they just want to kill everybody and take their stuff. And it's like I gotta use Faf as an example because I mean, it was weird. He always played the same character. It was this barbarian in spiked plate armor with a big axe in practically every game. And he had 3 responses to any situation. It was fart real loud, quote, I intimidate, quote, because he would just roll intimidate and see what would happen, and then he would kill something, and usually it was all 3 of those. Order was mixed together. But it's also a little niche of freedom that I never. It was funny playing with them at first because the games weren't very serious, but then when I tried to do maybe a more serious game, shoved to the front lines, it got really annoying, and it got to the point where it's like, alright, no more evil characters. That is for the fighters who show potential, whether that's not the only reason. He got better. Faf was a really good player. He was a good GM, but there was a lot of issues with tabletop RPGs, namely that they always seem to fall apart, and nobody wants to play anything other than Pathfinder. Is the reasons why I quit. But anyway, we're talking to Verse, the girl who just picked up some really hot, in spite of the mohawk, because it's like, if you get a woman, her idea of a date is to go out and kill things with swords. It's like, you better marry her. Anyway, so she's as you can see here, she's telling me a little bit about her history. The Scarlet Chorus is basically like one giant. It's kind of like what Cyrus was trying to do with the Warriors, only a little more psychotic. It's a bunch of gangs. I mean, that's literally what they call it, as you'll see here. It's
the elite fighters.
It's made up of different gangs that
your typical
are
horde
united by this
with
one
a rusty
guy.
spoon and a chip on his shoulder, but
Crazy dude with
Furies are
like
well,
3 different masks
different.
on it. It's really weird. I like him by the voices of Marat. He's the character I'm leaning towards because, as you've seen, he's called the Master of Secrets, and my character is more like a subterfuge and diplomacy type character than a warrior.
Too fast for you to realize what was happening.
So yeah, I like manipulating people and assassinations,
as I remind myself all the time,
spying,
the most important day of my life was when the voices of Narada recognized my potential and sent me to Scarlet
Fury. So Verse is what they call a Scarlet Fury, which is like the elite of the Scarlet Chorus. Is like most of these people, like I said, they're just a gang, and it's like they just take these peasants and just like armed with whatever sharp bit of metal they can come across and just throw them at the enemy. And then you've got the Scarlet Furies, who are actually decent fighters.
What do you need to know?
Yeah, I got a jug of water here. I'm drinking on it because my voice gets all scratchy when I do these. So yeah, here I'm asking her about all these people that she used to fight with. 3 Whispers, Red Geyser, Seeking Sheath. You know, the bunch you'd take home to mom. Okay, I had to check the record on this, make sure this is recording. This is the first time I've ever really done post commentary on a Let's Play, and I've been wanting to do it, but there's some advantages and disadvantages of it. The advantages is you can focus fully on the game and focus fully on the commentary. The disadvantages is you gotta take twice the time rather than just syncing the audio and rendering the video together. So alright, they're Verse and her sisters, as it were scouting Vendrien's well, yada yada yada, and then everything went wrong. Says she hesitated, lost her nerve, and then just froze there. And everybody was off balance, and the rest of them got killed, and somehow she lived. And I'm trying to be reassuring here and end up, I guess, saying the wrong thing. It's like you get like fear, wrath, loyalty, all these. It's like instead of, it's like kind of a relationship meter with people and with factions. It's pretty cool. I haven't gotten into the whole thing yet, but I really like it so far.
What do you need to know?
Like I said, especially in the coming up episode, you're gonna see why I like this game a lot and why I like being the bad guy, playing the bad guy right, you know. Yeah. So yeah, she's telling me about how about the voices and all his spies and all this groovy evil stuff. Yeah, so my plan here for this game is to get the 2 factions of Kuros's minions to work together. That would be the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. And the Scarlet Chorus, as you can tell, is like the chaotic faction using D&D alignments, and the Disfavored is going to be the lawful actions. The Scarlet Chorus prefers to use trickery and subterfuge and all that thing, which is why I want to get along with them most of all. And they prefer kind of all-out attack. The Disfavored are more defensive and more orderly and more military, as it were. But yeah, like I said, my character's personality favors the Scarlet Chorus, but I want my character to be like kind of the mastermind a little bit, as much as he can be in his subordinate role. But it's like, okay, we're all serving Kairos, and in 8 days we're all gonna die if we haven't solved this problem, if we haven't taken over this area. I forgot what it was called. I really need to look over these videos a little more. Yeah, but the enemies were... This is like one of the last holdouts against Kairos, basically. And, yeah, basically if we don't take this valley in 8 days, it's like this edict kicks in, this magical edict that Kairos has. He has all these different edicts. It's like, it will kill everyone in this valley. So it's like, not only for us, but also for the people in the valley. And I wanted my character to be a bad guy, but I wanted him to be kind of, like, not an asshole about it. Like, he doesn't like killing people. But, like, he wants to, even if it's just like, okay, if we kill everybody, okay, the tears. That's what we, I guess, I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, instead of just murdering everybody, I was like, I want to give him a chance, because it's like, if we have no people, you know, we have no, you know, we've got no economy, we've got no money coming in, you know, it's, we got nothing. So yeah, I want to take over. I want to be, I want to have power. I want to have power and influence and wealth and women coming out the ass. But, you know, I don't want to murder people unless I absolutely positively have to. More pragmatic villainy. Like, I kind of want my character to be like David Xanatos from Gargoyles. Basically, he's probably the best villain I've ever seen. Because he's, you know, they call it the Xanatos Gambit for a reason. But anyway, I'll see how well I can play this character out. And if, a little bit about these coming episodes. I did some redos on a couple of these. You might be able to notice them in the footage. But yeah, there were. I don't want to do this. Like, I'm gonna stop doing it. I'm just gonna like play it as best as I can, like in my, you know, from my character's perspective, and just like let it go. But yeah, there were some things in here that didn't come out the way I would have, like, as I would have seen as optimum the first time. And one of the reasons for that is because I've played games that, you know, the same developer was involved in. Like, I think some of them worked on the Fallout games and, you know, Baldur's Gate and all that, and those could be brutally difficult. And it's like, if you made the wrong choice as Fallout, especially, like, if you made the wrong choice, you know, it could come back and bite you in the ass. So I'm like being all paranoid here, but I'm gonna let that go and just see what happens. And I want to play through this game, like, I want to do multiple playthroughs of this game from different characters and go different ways and see all the different, because supposedly this game has a lot of different outcomes in different things. And I noticed that just going back and reloading a couple of times, how conversations could change and all that. So yeah, you can actually, like, you can talk to your companions, like, in the middle, and you can ask them what they think of things, and that's pretty cool. Especially coming from, like, I've noted the similarities between this game and Baldur's Gate. In Baldur's Gate, you couldn't just talk to your party members, but this one you can. So it's really cool. I mean, it's like, you know, you're hanging around the camp, you're hanging around the tavern, you got nothing better to do. It's like, oh, I'll talk to my bros, you know. And Verse, I like Verse because even though she's like this furious Scarlet Chorus type girl, it's like she's also smart. You know, it seems like she's very fits along with me, and I want to, like, you see, I'm gaining loyalty there, and I want to gain loyalty not only because I'm relying on her to not die because my character's not much of a fighter. Interesting enough, like, I thought at the beginning, from where she's introduced, you know, she's got 2 blades and she's in melee combat. I was like, okay, I didn't look at her stats. I was like, okay, she's a melee fighter. Well, okay, I'm saving the game here. Save often in these games. I should have edited this out, and I didn't look over it well enough, but anyway, we'll just leave it in and see what happens. You know, it's like she's got 2 blades. She's got like a sword and a dagger, and the first time you see her, she's like running people through close quarters combat, and it's like, okay, she's a melee fighter. I don't need to look at her stats. I know how to play this. Well, she's not a freaking melee fighter. She's got a bow and arrow with her, and she seems to be more of a skirmisher, like more like my character. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna need to get a friggin' tank, to use the MMO term, which I hate. I'm gonna need to get a heavily armored warrior, you know, at some point to soak up some damage and deal some damage close up. And here I'm about to watch a gang fight. Like I said, the Scarlet Chorus is made up of all these different gangs, So I was sitting there for a while to watch and see what happens. And I gained what I thought was quite a bit of wrath with the Scarlet Chorus early on, and I'm trying to build the bridge to them because I like the way they do things. I like the spying and the subterfuge and the evil, the subtlety of things that they do. And Captain Fuckwit versus, I don't know what to call that girl. So I was just saying, instead of this is foolish, stop this at once, you know, the outsider coming in and telling them what to do, I was like, I'm going to blend in, I'm going to let them do the things their own way, and I'll just say, I was like, hey, watch the fight. I wasn't going to bet on it because I don't have much money. So I was like, alright, fought it out. Probably the wrong person won, but, you know, I let them handle their own business. So, whatever. Hopefully it pays off in the long run. Yeah. I like water. I'm drinking a lot of water. And they don't have any good equipment, so just leaving it. I didn't look exactly at it, but it seems like it wasn't very good, so. Yeah, I'm about to piss this woman off at me. I like how glare silently. That's a Faf response, glare silently. It'd be like glare silently and then fart real loud. Hey, Faf, if you end up watching this, I'm sorry. But it's true. Alright, so I pissed him off again. I thought being all tough with him would get the favorable response. And, alright, I'm looking for... I forgot what the dude's name is at this point, but he's the voices of...
The voices of Narat's Lieutenant, the Fifth Eye. I love the armor.
Okay. And apparently he sounds like a teenager. Alright, asking me about the edict, and I'm... Yeah. Asking him how everything's going. They're throwing up, screaming, crying, and having orgies, apparently. I liked it. Did I mention I like this group? I hope it's not in that order, admittedly. Alright. Here I was weighing. If you see me pause, you know, I'm weighing the responses. I'm not just gonna go off and click one. I'm like, because that's kind of what my character would do. He likes to think about things. It's like, it would be awkward. There's just this awkward pause in combat. My character's just like standing there stroking his chin. He's like, what exactly should I say? Alright. I just let him go at that point, and he's gonna ask about helping me interrogate someone, which is right up my alley. That sounded gross. Not that sort of interrogate. I mean, like, try to get into their head, not torture them. Ugh. Alright, so I thought it's these people down front here, and I thought they were dead and impaled, but I wasn't looking at the models close enough. They're actually just tied to it. So, alright, I'm gonna talk to this woman in the middle. That's the one who supposedly knows something. Yeah, and it's all gross because she's been tied there for days. Yeah. Alright, hollering earlier, she knows the location of the Vendrien Guard encampment, but is lying to us in some way. So anyway, I'm going to, like I said here, I'm going to try to use the silver tongue, as it were, to get into her head and figure out what she knows, what's lies and what's truth. So I'm trying to, it's like, why should I trust you? And then why the change of heart? You know? And she's basically saying, I want to stand with the winning party and save my own life. I can appreciate that sort of cowardice. Alright, so... yeah, you're lying. I gained 12 subterfuge. Okay, now she's just stuttering here, so... And then she just, yeah, tells us to search a corpse. And then Fifth Eye here is gonna kill her for giving him garbage, basically. And then I pissed him off by saying that she should be initiated because she swore fealty to him. And then so, in order to kind of, and again, bridge the gap here, I tell him to test her loyalty by killing the other two guardsmen with something blunt. and she picks up a rock and bashes their brains in. Did I mention I really like this game? Because I do.
Evil.
Sorry. Yeah, I gotta try not to do that voice so much. Alright, so they're letting her in, and they're fairly happy about it. You know, they gain, hopefully, maybe if not a loyal soldier, they'll gain somebody to get killed on the front lines. You know, soak up some arrows or something. Alright.
Sorry to interrupt.
So this guy, because he's voiced, you can tell he's an important character. His name's Lantry, and he's going to be joining the party here shortly. And he's claiming that he can decode this parchment. Well, I'm not telling you all this. You can read it for yourself.
One of the hired quills that was coordinating missives between the Vendrien Guard captains. They aren't paying me anymore, and
that's one thing that annoys me about this game is, like, I wish they had gone with no voice acting at all rather than the voice acting they have. Like, it's not bad voice acting, but you saw it when I was talking to Versus. It's like some conversations will be voiced and others won't. And it's like,
well, let me see.
I guess it's like Baldur's Gate would have been the same way, but it didn't annoy me so much there because I think there were, I don't know what the difference is actually, but here it's just like there's something that's like maybe there's more voice acting, so it's like it almost seems like in places where there should be voice acting, like with the prisoners, like she should have been voiced. You know, if that conversation would have been a lot more effective, but yeah. I don't know. Am I rambling on at this point? I might just be rambling on. But yeah, I mean, the voice acting, no voice acting. Voice acting, no voice acting. It's like just no voice acting then. It's like if you're that... I know they gotta be stretched for money. They're a small studio. I don't blame them. Like, don't have voice acting.
Sit down with it.
You know?
Better yet, compare it to a piece of
that's what I would have gone with, but I'm not a game developer. So that's just one guy on YouTube's opinion. Anyway.
Sober. Since when do we share the good stuff?
Yeah, see, there's voice acting from Verse, and like during the stuff with her history, you know, she's telling me her backstory, the important stuff that happened to her. You think that would have been voiced? So again, this is another guy who's trying to save his own life by siding with the winning side, apparently. And I'm not gonna turn down help because I need help. You're gonna have him killed. And I assume that has a different outcome. You're gonna see the results of this in the next episode. So they're gonna have a trial by combat, and they're asking my character to be his champion. And I'm gonna try to.
Good. I like it when
and one of the other results I had was I tried to talk my way out of it, but it was like no, it's like you pretty much are gonna have to fight, and I'm like, oh shit, this character's not melee. But anyway, they're pleased by me standing up, and along with Verse, they're pleased by me standing up for this dude. So it's not respect for her, just so they can have a fight. Is what it seems to me. So yeah, here we go. And there's a lot of pausing during combat here, so I can coordinate my attacks. And I decided to go melee with this one, along with Verse. Yeah, so I apologize for the pauses. But yeah, like I said, this kind of game with this engine and the way it's played is like Baldur's Gate. You need to pause frequently, and I like these like power moves you can do with two characters. It's pretty cool. Like throwing her up in the air and she shoots some flaming arrows. That's awesome. So yeah. He's like leveled up there, and I didn't realize it at the time. I don't think I didn't notice it until the fight was over. But yeah, we're pausing here. I really wish I would have let this play out, but I'm like, all right, I'm being careful. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna plan everything, and then you get the
ludicrous Gibbs or Gibbs. I forget which one.
But yeah, Lantry annihilate. Wow, the sage did it by like. He throws like quills at people. It's weird. Okay, so he can heal. So we're the numbers game is in our advantage, and my character's almost dead. I have the death turned on, so my characters can die, and that made me a little paranoid in the next episode.
Damn you.
Yeah, like right there. But it's like, oh shit, well the game isn't over, so my character's not dead. He's like, again, I'm going off Baldur's Gate logic. If you're in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, if your main character died, the game just ended. Like, you didn't get a chance to resurrect him, which was bullshit, because resurrection was a thing in that game. And there's
Oh, ludicrous Gibbs. I love it.
And anyway, so we won this guy's freedom. That was fun. So it was like, going on, be like,
Yeah, that was a good fight. There's a lot of blood and guts and Gibbs and poop and all sorts of nasty things.
things that gained me respect with the Scarlet Chorus, which is what I want. Plays the plan, you know. Risk life and limb, get a little bit of game. So we're going to go to this place called Tripnettle Wilderness and find Captain Florian and try to accomplish the Scarlet Chorus's mission for him. Is basically what it boils down to. So I'm trying to figure out what Lantry's angle is again. So yeah. It's like he's saying that he worked for the enemy under duress. So he's like, oh, I might as well just go to the other side, which I don't blame him. I mean, he's still alive, and I've got potentially a valuable party member, so I came out ahead on all angles, and I've still got all my limbs attached at this point. And so, yeah. A little more trying to figure out... Yeah, he's saying he knows how to fight from all the traveling he's done. Yeah. I'm gonna tell him to come along because he has. It's basically what it boils down to is he has healing magic. So, a little violating my own rule. I try to role play before roll dice playing. But this is a computer game, not a tabletop game. It's a little bit different. So yeah. This is the point where I'm gonna cut the game off. We head out to Tripnettle Wilderness. And guys, my name is Matt. This is the FafAngryProphet channel, and this great game is called Tyranny. I'll see you next time.